Hi, welcome back to Heather Rose Up. I am Heather. If you're new here, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you can follow along on my weight loss journey while following WW. Today's video, I will be doing a weekly weight loss update. So if you would like to see how I did this week with another week of balancing the holidays, keep watching. Happy Sunday. The first day of this week that I'm checking in for this vlog, and it is Sunday, and I am doing okay. And I'm doing just okay with the holiday balancing. I'm probably being a little too hard on myself, I definitely hesitated doing this update today because of it, but I have to hold myself accountable. That's why I decided that this was going to be my goal, and I know that sharing these thoughts of frustration and struggle help others too. So here I am, and I'm not really struggling that bad. I have 10 weekly smart points left out of 35. I always forget how many weekly smart points I start off with, but it's Sunday. We did all of our holiday baking yesterday, and I do lighten up my cookie recipes by using stevia instead of sugar. For example, I make cookie press or spritz cookies, and they are 3 smart points for 2 cookies. Whereas if you look in the app, regular spritz cookies are 5 points for 2 cookies. So it's a little bit better. So that's a good way to balance, except that doesn't mean I can eat the whole, 2 batches of them. And we did make 2 batches. But it's fun to do with my kids, and I didn't want to not make holiday treats this year because it is something that I enjoy doing with my kids, and it's something they enjoy also. I just have to work it out and balance not eating a ton of them, and I definitely struggled. I tracked most of it yesterday, so I did dip into my weeklies, but there were some cookies that I didn't track. I'm going to be completely honest. So I realize I'm not going to be perfect, but I need to just get it together and not beat myself up over it, because these things are going to happen by snacksident. Not really snacksident. It's definitely a thought out decision that I'm making. I'm saying to myself, I'm going to have a cookie and not count it. So I know I need to just count it and deal with it, but I'm afraid if I go too far into the negatives, it's going to be a downward spiral. So these are all the internal conversations I'm having with these damn cookies. I need to get it together. I'm trying to eat with less smart points for the rest of the day to try to balance it out. And yeah, so that's my thought process. Welcome to my brain. It's a little messy in here. I did just have 2 cookies today, and they're the only cookies that I had today. And it's 2:30, so not bad. And I tracked them. Hopefully I'll just continue to do that. So Friday, I didn't complete my water. Saturday I did, and I had more than 1 bottle. And today I just started. So I realized I needed to get that done, and I needed to come on here and record. So here I am, and I'm going to get my water done. I'll see how things go tomorrow. I'll let you know how the rest of today goes tomorrow. I can do this. I can do hard things. Moving on. Okay, I'm not done. I just had an aha moment that I was thinking about. I was putting away dishes, and I was thinking about all the holiday treats that I made with my kids and how we had fun making them. And that was the focus. Now, when it comes to all these treats and goodies that we're going to pack up and give to other people as gifts, etc., I started to think, I don't allow my kids to just sit there and eat cookie after cookie after cookie. Why? Because it's not good for them. What makes me think it's good for me? If I realize that I shouldn't allow my kids to just sit there and plow through the treats, why do I have it in my head that I could do that? How's that for an aha moment? Absolutely, they've had a couple here and there, but one, and then maybe another one later, and even that is more treats than they're used to getting. So I need to do the same for myself. If I know that letting them eat as many cookies as they want is not good for them, I need to do the same for myself. I came to that realization. So it is okay for me to have a couple treats. They're treats. They're not a meal. I enjoyed making them and that act, and we're going to focus on that. And we'll have a couple here and there. We're not going to plow through the whole thing because it's not what's good for me. The next clip should be for tomorrow. Hello and happy Monday. So how are things going for me this morning? First of all, my lens was foggy. That's the first thing. Cookies. Yeah, balance. Water. But here I am talking about it. It could be worse. It could be worse, and I'm not going to sit here and justify my actions and my poor choices, but around this time, it absolutely could be worse. So I'm trying to find the balance in my thought process as well, so I'm not beating myself up, especially during this time of the year. So I did just organize my cookies, and I packed them all up, and I put some in the freezer because Christmas isn't for another week. So I figured they would stay fresh there, and I would be less likely to go and graze on them if they were in the freezer. So all of the cookies are now either in the freezer downstairs or our refrigerator downstairs. So that's a good step, I think. I did have a few already today, and the way I'm trying to justify it, I guess, or trying to push forward and not like beat myself up, is I'm just not going to worry about it, and I'm still going to track everything else. So I made that choice. It might bite me in the rear end at the end of the week, and it is what it is. That's my game plan, and hopefully I won't be eating very many more cookies between now and Christmas. I bought some treat boxes to pack them up and give them away, and I mean, let's be real, the reason I made them was for my family to enjoy them as well. But I'm really struggling, as you can tell, with them. So I might have to rethink this next year. I am currently making my lunch, which is a Felicia combo. And hopefully that will give me enough sustenance and protein to not want to go downstairs and pick on some cookies. So yeah. Yesterday I did not finish my bottle of water. There was like this much left of it, and I crashed and fell asleep. But I'm working on it today. I've already started on it. I don't know where it is. But I'm about that much into it already. And I don't know if I should talk about my points, because I guess it kind of doesn't really matter if I'm not counting those cookies that I've eaten. But I tried to, and then I wasn't honest. I wasn't doing honest tracking. And I believe I have 5 weekly points on a Monday. It is what it is. It's the holidays. It's not an excuse. Trying to work it out, trying to focus on the goal, on my goal, and enjoying the holidays as well. So yeah, holiday balance, it's tough. And if you are struggling, and I feel like I say this in every clip, you're not alone. And maybe I'm telling myself that. I'll get through it. I'm eating healthy otherwise, so there's that. All right, I will check back in tomorrow. It's Tuesday, and I feel like this shot is not festive enough with my Christmas tree, my Christmas bears, and my hooded Christmas blanket. Wait. Classic! That was my dad's. I love that thing. Today's a little bit better. I still had a few cookies that went unaccounted for, intentionally. Bad decision, probably. But I did focus really hard on the rest of today's eating, and I guess I'm trying to balance that way. And like I said yesterday, it could very well bite me in the rear end on Friday when I weigh in. But you know what? I'm enjoying the treats as well, and I will remember that on Friday. I finished my water yesterday, and I currently just finished my water today. So, balance. I think that is pretty decent for balancing, especially during the holidays. And I look back to where I was at this time last year, and I would have made like 4 batches of those cookies, and my husband and I would have easily eaten most of them ourselves. So they're still in our refrigerator and freezer downstairs. So that's another thing. If I want a cookie, I'm going downstairs and then coming up a flight of stairs. So I'm doing a flight of stairs each time for a cookie. Whatever works, right? And I have, if we want to count the other points that I am tracking, I did earn a unearned rollover yesterday. So I had 6 weekly smart points. I am at 4 weekly smart points now on a Tuesday. Yeah. And I will just keep chugging along and hope for the best. And I know I could do better, but I know I could do worse. That's my thinking. I uploaded my video from last week today, and I received some good positive comments about how well I did. And of course I watched how well I did, and boy, it's a completely different last week as it is this week. But some weeks are good and some weeks are not good. And I should say some weeks are harder than others, not good. But you know what I mean. And here I am checking in, regardless of how I'm doing. So that's a positive. I will be back tomorrow. All right, happy Wednesday. Today was a chaotic day, and it's funny because in my last week's update, I talked about how Wednesday was a chaotic day because we had a delay, and that makes, I needed to go grocery shopping. Well, it was like Groundhog Day, the exact same way things happened. What last Wednesday happened this Wednesday. We had a delay because of super icy conditions here. I had like an inch of ice on my van this morning. But I had to get groceries, and so after my delay, I rushed around and got half of my grocery shopping done because I usually go to 2 stores. If you are familiar with my grocery shopping hauls, I go to Aldi and Stop and Shop. Anyway, so I went to Aldi, got that shopping done, came home, put the groceries away, went back and did my afternoon route, and then did the rest of my shopping at Stop and Shop. And my husband is at his work holiday party, and I stayed home with the kids. It's funny because my holiday party is on after Christmas, so he'll stay home with the kids then. It makes it easier and less expensive having to pay for our spouse and for a babysitter. So we enjoy ourselves separately, and that's okay too. We do a lot together anyway. The thought of coming home and doing the routine of getting the kids dinner, homework, after going grocery shopping twice was just exhausting, and I really wanted to get takeout, and I didn't. I made exactly what I had planned on making, and that was Copycat P.F. Chang lettuce wraps by Light Cravings. I will have a link to that recipe in the description below. It's a family favorite. It's so good. It's only 2 smart points for a serving, so it's a lighter smart point value food or meal, and it's good. So I made it even though I was exhausted. I have 1 weekly smart point left on a Wednesday, and I realized that I haven't been counting those cookies that I've been eating, so I technically have less weekly smart points, but I'm trying to focus on eating healthy other than the occasional cookie. That's my balance, as I had mentioned earlier, or in a previous day on this video. And today I actually only went downstairs once for like 3 cookies, and they're small and they're sugar-free like I'd mentioned before. So progress. And I stuck to my plan food-wise for dinner on a rough evening. So maybe if I had been counting those cookies, I would have just said, the all or nothing thoughts would have taken over, and it would have been a downward spiral. So this is my way of balancing this week, and it's not like perfect, but hopefully it pays off, and I think I'm rocking it. And even though I'm having cookies and not counting them, I know that sounds weird and counterproductive, but it's what's working this week, especially for me mentally. And I'm also keeping up my water. It is like 8 o'clock. It's late-ish. And I only have this much water left. I did finish my water yesterday, so I'm still accomplishing goals and really doing well, I feel, with holiday balance. I will check back in tomorrow to let you guys know how the rest of tonight goes. All right, happy Thursday. Yesterday it continued to go well. I finished my water. I ended the night with still 1 weekly Smart Point. And again, there have been cookies that I haven't been counting. I didn't have any extra cookies after that video, so I'm doing okay there with balance. Today was a very busy day. I did my morning route, and then I met up with one of my WW friends that I adore, whom I adore, Julie, and she is my WW by Jules. There's an underscore somewhere in there in her name on Instagram. I'm gonna have it flashing down here below so you can go check her out. And we met up for coffee, which was really nice. We've been trying to do that for quite a while, and we've had snow days that have kind of impeded on our plans, but we got together today. Anyway, it was nice to see her and spend some time outside of WW together. And then I went home and I started some dinner in the crock pot. Today was my son's winter concert at school. I had somebody cover my PM route so I can go do that, and my mother was coming, and we were thinking, oh, let's just get something to eat. And my mom, I guess, is having some mouth problems and can't chew very well, so I said, you know what, I'm gonna make some soup. So I made pea soup in the crock pot today for 0 Smart Points. So yet again, that was another way that I was able to balance the holidays. A holiday concert with a lower Smart Point meal. I did that last week with my daughter. So I feel like even though I am having cookies and not counting them, again, I feel like I am balancing them and trying to get in my water goals. So all in all, I think I'm doing okay. Points-wise today, I don't know how many points I have left over, but I should still keep that 1 weekly Smart Point. If not, I might use it because it's Thursday and tomorrow's weigh-in. Also, by the way, I weighed myself on my home scale at night after eating, and I'm about the same that I was last week. So if I maintain, that's okay too. Just to kind of give myself a heads up on how things go tomorrow. I will check back in after weigh-in because my check-ins this week have been a little bit longer. So this is my pre-reflection, my pre-weigh-in reflection. I think I did decent with balance this week. Yes, if I had counted my cookies this week, it would have gone a little bit better. Oh, yes, this is my water for today. I've struggled with this because it has been so busy, nonstop running around today. See you in a bit. All right, it's Friday. I went to my workshop, well, I went to my studio, my WW studio, and I did not stay for the workshop. I did go in to weigh in. That's my lunch. And that's part of the reason why I did not stay for the workshop. So today I have an early dismissal, and then I'm covering for other people's routes this afternoon. So it's going to be a long, chaotic day, and I have a short break in between. And I realized that I needed to figure out how and when I was going to eat before going back to work. And I realized that that was a bigger priority than staying for the workshop, because if I didn't eat, I would be hungry later and then bad things could happen. So I think I made a good choice. I was sad about missing the workshop. Since February, since I've joined, I have missed, this will be my 3rd workshop. Almost in 10 months, I've only missed 3 workshops, so I'm gonna cut myself a little slack there. Anyway, so I weighed in. But before I tell you how much I weighed, I'm going to tell you how I did last night. I did complete my water. As you saw, as you've been watching this video, that I've been struggling with those darn cookies and trying to figure out balance. And I came up with a strategy, and I made the choice to not count the occasional cookie, and I went with it. And I did really well with focusing on my healthy eating besides that. And I'm pretty proud of myself for that. And I did, I think there was one day that I missed water, and I made sure that I got my 32 ounces of water in mostly every day. So I felt good about how I chose to balance this week. Now, how did that pay off? I was worried it would bite me in the rear end, but not enough to stop eating the occasional cookie. So I weighed in at 185.2, which means I lost 0.4 of a pound. I'll take it. I was worried that it would cause the occasional cookie would cause a gain, and I actually ended up losing a little. I would have been really happy if it just stayed the same, but this makes me feel like the choices that I made to figure out the balance kind of worked in my favor. If I did it again, it might not work. Next week might be different. So we'll see how that goes. Next week, my goals is again to keep tracking. However, because of the way things went for me on Thanksgiving, I have decided to make the conscious decision to not track on Christmas Day and part of Christmas Eve. I have my family coming over on Christmas Eve, and that is our big dinner. I'm making healthy foods. I'm actually making stuffed fish, and we're gonna have shrimp cocktail. We're gonna have a few other indulgent things, and of course the sugar-free cookies will be there. So I'm not gonna track. I'm gonna enjoy my holiday and not stress and try to balance things that way. The beginning of Christmas Eve day, I'm going to track and make sure that I'm keeping it low on the smart point level to hopefully balance off Christmas Eve and then Christmas Day. I have chosen not to track on those days with the condition that I start right back at it on the 26th, even with leftovers if they're in the house. So that's my game plan for this week. I don't want to overstress because that backfired for me on Thanksgiving. So this is how I plan on going into next week and tracking everything else. And hopefully there will be no more cookies in the house. There'll be no more leftovers. But I'm also going to vlog each day, including Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, even if it's just a clip to let you guys know, a quick update, but more so to help hold myself accountable and keep myself in check because it's been working for the past couple of weeks. I hope that everybody has a wonderful holiday. Hanukkah is also on Monday, and my husband is Jewish, so we will be celebrating that as well. I will be making Trader Joe's wonton soup instead of matzo ball soup, which is lower in the smart points to help balance out the other holiday festivities. Anyway, so happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, happy holidays. I hope that everybody has a wonderful week. I hope you enjoyed this video and following along on my weight loss journey, the ups and the downs, and all that's in between. I appreciate your support. Please hit the thumbs up if you did enjoy this video. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you can be alerted the next time I upload a video. Leave a comment if you have any questions. And thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in a week. Bye, guys.